Good morning, student. In today's lecture, we are going to study about the type study of pilots. Continuation from our last lecture. In our last lecture, we have already dealt about digestive system and the respiratory system, the aquatic mode and also in a terrestrial mode. What are the different type of respiratory organs found in a pila? So now, in today's lecture, we are going to study about the circulatory system and excretory system of pila. Okay, so we'll start with the circulatory system. The circulatory system of the pila type. So what is open type of circulatory system? Open type of circulatory system involves the blood flows which will be freely flowing through the cavities. Okay, hence there is no vessels, blood carrying vessels will be not there. That's why it will be freely flowing in the cavities, body cavities. Okay, hence the blood is pumped by the heart and it will get uh, like it will hard and it will carried out by the body cavities wherein tissues are surrounded by the blood. Okay, and thus it is called as a blood flow is known as a sluggish type. Okay, and this type of open circulatory system is basically seen in a mollusk and arthropods. Okay, so we'll move forward. That is in this pila, the circulatory system consists of blood, pericardium, heart, arteries, sinuses and veins. Okay, once again I'll repeat. Circulatory system of pila consists of blood, pericardium, heart, arteries, sinuses and veins. Total 6 parts. Okay, so first we will start with the blood. The blood of pila is in blue color. Okay, and it contains a plasma and a corpuscles. The spelling of corpuscles in the this presentation is wrong. It is corpuscles, corpuscles. Okay, and the blood is in blue color. Okay? The plasma contains blue pigment called as a hemocyanin, and due to the presence of hemocyanin, the color of blood is blue. Okay, and this gives the blue color to the blood, and the corpuscles are colorless. Okay, so blood contains two components, that is the plasma and corpuscles. Plasma contains the blue pigment called as the hemocyanin. Okay, and corpuscles contains the colorless. Okay, next part is the pericardium. Pericardium is an oval sac which will be encloses a cavity called as a pericardial cavity. Okay, and in this pericardial cavity the heart will lie or situated or located. Okay, and the posterior renal chamber opens into the pericardial cavity, and the posterior renal chamber which opens into pericardial cavity is by opening called as a pericardial aperture. Okay, and the pericardial cavity represents a through coelom of the mollusk. Okay, then pericardium is followed by the heart. The heart is formed of two chambers in a pila, which is which is termed as an auricle and ventricle. Okay, the auricle is in the posterior in position, whereas the it has a thin walled and triangular in shape. Okay, and it opens into the ventricle through the auriculoventricular aperture. Okay, and there is valve which guards the a pair of semilunar valves will be present which guards the backflow of the blood from the ventricle to the auricle. Okay, and the auricle receives a pure blood from the three main veins, that is the efferent tenadial vein which brings blood from the gills, the efferent pulmonary veins which brings the blood from the lungs, and the efferent renal vein which brings the blood from the posterior renal chamber. So auricle receives the pure blood from three veins: the afferent tenarial vein, which brings blood from the gills; efferent pulmonary vein, which brings the blood from the lungs; and the efferent renal vein, which will be bring lungs this blood from the posterior renal chamber. Whereas the ventricle is placed at the anterior in position, and it is oval in shape, okay, and it will be having a thick wall, and it receives the blood from the auricle, and from the ventricle a large artery arises, which is termed as the aortic trunk. Okay, so after the heart there comes the arteries. The arteries, just now I said a ventricle artery, from a ventricle a large artery arises, termed as a aortic trunk. Okay, this aortic trunk is divided into two branches, namely an anterior cephalic aorta and a posterior visceral aorta. So cephalic aorta is dilated near its own base. So it can dilated or bifurcate at the base of the aortic trunk, and it forms a sac called as a aortic ampulla. Okay, and this aortic ampulla contracts rhythmically to help the flow of a blood in a cephalic aorta. So whereas the cephalic aorta divides into many branches, and it will supply blood to the mantle, pseudopodium, then esophagus, the skin, head and foot. Whereas the another part is the visceral aorta. The visceral aorta also divides into many branches, and it will supply blood to the stomach, intestine, liver, gonads and the pericardium. Okay, once again I'll revise. The arteries, the main arteries that arises from the ventricle is the aortic trunk. Aortic trunk will divide into two branches, that is cephalic aorta and visceral aorta. Cephalic aorta bifurcates at the base, and it will dilate to form a sac-like structure called as a aortic ampulla. This aortic ampulla brings about a contraction that will help the flow of blood in a cephalic aorta. Okay, and cephalic aorta divides into many branches, and it supplies blood to the mantle, the pseudopodium, the esophagus, the skin, the head and foot. Okay, whereas the visceral aorta divides and supplies the blood to the stomach, intestine, liver, gonads and pericardium. 5 parts. Okay, followed by arteries there are sinuses. Okay, sinuses involve impure blood from the various part of the body is collected, okay, in the space called as a lacunae, and in this lacunae space joins together to form a large space called as a sinuses, and in this sinuses the impure blood from the various part of the body is been collected. Okay, this sinuses represent the hemocoel. Okay, and there are 4 main sinuses, that is, first is the pre-visceral sinus, pre-intestinal sinus and branchiorenal sinus. Sorry, there are 4 main, not 3, 4 main sinuses. Okay, first is the pre-visceral sinus, then followed by peri-intestinal sinus, branchiorenal sinus and pulmonary sinus. Okay, the pre-visceral sinus is located below the mental cavity, and it surrounds the esophagus and the buccal mass. Okay, whereas pre-intestinal sinus lies around the intestine, whereas brachiorenal sinus lies along the right side of the enterorenal chamber, whereas the pulmonary sinus is located in the wall of the pulmonary sac. So these are the different 4 main sinuses which will carry or collect the impure blood. Okay. followed by sinus is the veins are there. Okay, veins. What is the function of veins? Veins will transport blood from the various part of the body to the to what to heart. Okay, and there are 5 main veins. Afferent tenadial vein, which transport blood from the perivisceral sinus to the tenadium. Okay, then next is the efferent tenadial vein. It carries blood from the tenadial to the auricle. Okay, tenadium is nothing but the gills. Okay, then afferent renal veins, it carries blood from the pre-intestinal sinus to the posterior-renal chamber. Okay, afferent renal veins will transport blood from the posterior renal chamber to the auricle. Okay, whereas the pulmonary vein carries blood from the pulmonary sac to the auricle. Wherever A is there, afferent tenadial vein, afferent renal vein will carry the impure blood. Okay, and efferent tenadial vein, efferent renal vein, and pulmonary vein will carry a pure blood, okay, or oxygenated blood. Okay, followed by, now we will see the course of circulation. The blood from the heart is supplied to all the organs of the body through branches of a cephalic and visceral aorta, okay, or aorta. Blood from the heart is supplied, that is from the ventricle or aortic trunk is arises, and it gets bifurcated into cephalic and visceral aorta. So this will supply blood to the different organs of the body. Okay, and the blood is then collected in a pre-visceral and peri-intestinal sinus, and from the pre-visceral sinus the blood passes into the bronchorenal. You can see from the perivisceral sinus the blood is passed into bronchorenal sinus, okay, through the anterior renal chamber. And during the aquatic respiration, the blood from the bronchorenal sinus passes into the tenadium through a afferent tenadial vein, and after the exchange of gases, the blood passes through the efferent tenadial vein into the auricle. Okay, and during aerial respiration, what happens? During aerial respiration, the blood from the perivisceral sinus passes into the pulmonary sinus. After the gases exchanges, it enters the auricle through the pulmonary vein. Okay, we are getting. That's why the two pathways are there of perivisceral sinus. First, in an aquatic medium, what happens? Perivisceral sinus will move to the anterior renal chamber, and from there it will enter into bronchorenal sinus, or from the afferent tenadium veins. After getting oxygenated, it is passed into the tenadium, and from the tenadium by efferent in a tenadium, after getting oxygenated, it will get passed into the efferent tenadium vein, and from efferent tenadium vein it will push into the auricles. This is the aquatic pathway. Whereas in the terrestrial form, what happens? The perivisceral sinus from the pulmonary sinus, and through the pulmonary vein it enters into the auricle. Okay, whereas from the peri-intestinal sinus the blood enters the anterior and the posterior renal chamber. Okay, and from here the removal of the excretory waste takes place, that is inside the renal organ, and the blood flow from the posterior renal chamber enters directly into the auricle through the efferent renal veins. Okay, and the blood from the anterior renal chamber goes to the tenidia. After the gases exchange, the pure blood enters the auricle. Thus, the auricle receives both the pure and impure blood. Okay, here the auricle in pila, auricle receives both the pure and impure blood. Okay, this is about the course of circulation in pila. Next topic which we are going to study is the excretory system of pila. The excretory system of pila is formed of single renal organ or the kidney, which will be lying near to the pericardium. Okay? And the kidney consists of anterior chamber and posterior chamber. Okay? The anterior chamber opens into the mental cavity by a renal aperture, whereas the interior renal chamber opens into mental cavity by the renal aperture. It is reddish in color with oval-like sac. Okay, the cavity of the anterior chamber is provided with the many lamellae. Okay, and this lamellae will with many lamellae. Okay, whereas the another part is the posterior chamber of the kidney is a broad at one end, and it will be having a hooked at the other end. Okay, and at this it will opens into the pericardium by the renopericardial aperture. Okay, it also opens into the anterior renal chamber, and the afferent and the efferent renal veins rapidly branch into the roof of this chamber. Okay, and the two renal chambers then supplied with the blood from which the nitrogenous waste materials are separated, whereas the waste material from the posterior chamber is first passed into the anterior chamber, and from there it is liberated through the renal aperture into the mental cavity. And when the organism, that is the pila, is inside the water, it will the nitrogenous waste will be in the form of ammonia. Okay, and when it is in the land or terrestrial form, it will excrete the uric acid. Okay. These are the two nitrogenous waste which is produced by the pila during the different ecosystem, aquatic and the terrestrial. Okay, thank you.